God is not a liar. God is not a liar. The devil would like us to believe that the God that we serve is a liar. Why? Because sometimes God has spoken words over our lives. Maybe through somebody prayed for you and he or she gave you a word, or God just spoke something into you while you were praying about a situation. And you have been waiting for a very long time and nothing has changed about your circumstances. But today God is saying to you, daughter, son, I'm not a liar. I'm going to keep my word. Will you believe me to keep my word? When Paul needed to renew Timothy's faith and his vigor in trusting God's word, Paul said to Timothy in 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 18, Paul said, Timothy, my son, I am giving you this command in keeping with the prophecies once made about you, so that by recalling them, you may fight the battle well. You see, sometimes we forget what God said about our circumstances, whether it's the salvation of a family member, whether it's a provision that God needs to make, a restoration, a resolution to something, and we forget what God said. And because we forget, we don't fight the battle where we give up on the battle. And today, God is saying to us, listen, my son, listen, my daughter, I want you to recall them. I want you to write them down. I want you to remember what I said to you. I am going to fix it. I don't care if I said it 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, a month ago. I want you to remember this, that I am a God who stands by my word. You know, God reminds us in 2 Peter 3 verse 9, and he said, I am not slack concerning my promises, as some men count slackness. You know, he's not slack. God will remember the promises that he made over our lives, and he's going to fulfill. Do not be deceived, brothers and sisters. Don't let the devil deceive you that because it didn't happen yesterday and 5 years ago, 10 years ago, God has forgotten you. He has not forgotten you. He didn't forget Joseph while he was in prison. He didn't forget the promise he made to Abraham about a son. He didn't forget the promise that he made to his children. And therefore, we are God's children. And he's saying today, do not let the enemy deceive you, that you give up your faith, your trust, you start doubting me. I am Jehovah Shalom, the God of peace. I am Jehovah Jireh, the God who is your provider. I'm Jehovah Rapha, the God who is your healer. I'm your redeemer. I'm your salvation. I'm the God who's going to come through for you. And today, brothers and sisters, this week, I would like you to do this. Recall, as our Paul told Timothy, recall the prophecies, recall the words, recall the promises God made over your life so that you can fight the battle well and resist the temptation from the devil to doubt and trust God in coming through for you this week. Start fanning them into flame. Start fanning them into flame. You know, Paul told Timothy in 2 Timothy 1 verse 6, he said, fan into flame the gift of God. Fan into flame the promises that God made over your life. And you will never be the same again. You will be encouraged. You'll be motivated. Your faith will increase. Your trust will improve. Your confidence in God will grow to know that he will never leave you. He will never forsake you. He will never lie to you. So remember, God is not a liar. Tell the devil to his face, listen, devil, I am waiting on God, and I'll wait until he comes through for me, because he's not a liar. So God bless you. Have a wonderful week, and please do join me next week for a brand new video on Be Encouraged. And remember, the God that you serve and the God that I serve, he is not a liar, and everything that he promised you, he will bring them to pass if you dare to wait and dare to trust him. God bless you.